Let me see. Sloan caught Jax's phone in midair, then looked at it. I didn't send this. Then who the fuck did? Duncan, who had been quiet up to this point, straightened from the wall. Ronan's guard came up fast, as did the rest of the warriors, the mood in the room turning from easygoing to serious very quickly. Great! The door to Sloan's office burst open as Steve and Adam walked in. Everyone's here. Ronan sighed and shook his head, knowing that this was the moment they would all see Sloan go over the edge. He was ready to intervene if need be, even though there were times he wanted to take Steve out himself. Actually, it wasn't long ago, on their way to Walmart, that he almost ran his truck into a telephone pole just to shut him the hell up. Holy shit, man. Sid's eyes went wide as he stared at Steve. Have you lost your mind? Steve's happy expression slowly slipped off his face as he finally seemed to notice the tension in the room. Maybe? Steve glanced around. Depends. Well, at least we know Sloan isn't ready for a drool cloth and... Jared mumbled, then clamped his mouth shut when Sloan slammed his hand on the desk. You sent the message? Sloan demanded as he pointed Jax's phone at Steve. Ronan almost felt sorry for Steve. Damn, he was either the biggest dumbass he'd ever met, or he had balls bigger than anyone in this room. And once again, that depends, Steve finally answered, the look on his face clearly indicating he realized his life was on the line. Again. Let's say if someone came to your office to talk to you, then saw your phone on the desk and wanted to make sure everyone showed up for something important, so they used your phone. Everyone waited with bated breath to hear the rest of what Steve had to say and how the hell he was going to get himself out of this one. Becky had even slowly positioned herself in the line of fire so Sloan would have to go through her to get to Steve. Is that a killing offense, an ass-kicking offense, or a stern talking-to offense? Steve finally finished. Yes, inquiring minds want to know. Steve looked from Steve to Sloan. By the look on his face, I'm going to go with killing offense, Jared replied thoughtfully. How in the hell did you even get his password? Blaze broke in, shaking his head. I'm good at figuring out passwords. Steve shrugged, still eyeing Sloan, but glanced toward Blaze quickly. I was a tech nerd growing up. It's true, he figured out mine and Jill's passwords on 2 tries, Adam added, then threw his hands up. And for the record, I had no clue he was doing that with your phone, Sloan. I would have definitely stopped him. Steve rolled his eyes, then glanced at Sloan. And to be honest, you really need a better password. A monkey could figure that one out. Ronan cringed. Damn, this kid was really an idiot. Looking around, he noticed all the warriors grinning and shaking their heads at Steve. It was almost impossible not to. He really had no filter, said what he thought, and Ronan knew Steve had to realize how close he was to death. I'm going to say this once. Sloan tossed the phone back to Jax, then aggressively stabbed his finger directly at Steve. If you ever touch my shit again, I will first break your fingers, then your wrists, before moving up to your arms to breaking your fucking neck. Do you hear me? Do you understand me? Yeah, that's pretty clear. Steve nodded as if his neck was already broken and unstable on his shoulders. Now what in the fuck did you need to use my phone to call a meeting for? Sloan growled, still pointing at him. And it better be a good reason. Steve started to talk, but his voice sounded like a scared little girl. Coughing to clear his throat, and with a shake of his head, Steve tried again. Is wanting all of you to be in my wedding a good enough reason? Jesus. Ronan chuckled as he rubbed his forehead. Even though he was annoyed his day had been disrupted, this had been entertaining as hell. You want me to decapitate him, or do you want the honors? Damon asked, as he cracked his fingers, more serious than Ronan had ever heard him, and that saying something. Are you fucking serious? Sloan rubbed the bridge of his nose, his eyes closed tightly. You broke into my phone to send a message to everyone because of a fucking wedding? My wedding? Steve frowned. And, yeah, I did. I can't get you guys together in one room unless we're ready to kill someone. True, Damon nodded. Here we are, and you're as close to death as anyone I know at the moment. Surprise flittered through Ronan. Who knew Damon had a sense of humor behind all that badass? He was one of the warriors he hadn't spent a lot of time with. I'm serious. This is serious. Steve frowned at them all. I knew the risk I was taking when breaking into Sloan's phone. Well, the breaking of fingers didn't really come to mind, nor did the broken wrists, arm, or neck. I thought a serious frown from him would be it. Where in the fuck have you been? Jared snorted. Do you even know Sloan Murphy? Steve ignored him.